This week is Austin Fashion Week, and we are so excited to have Dee Dee, the designer, with us today. Welcome. I'm so excited to have you
Thank
here.
you so much. I'm so excited to be here.
Yes, so Miss Dee Dee, tell us a little bit about who you are and where Dee Dee, the designer, came into play.
So, I am from New Orleans. I came to live in Austin in 2005 due to Hurricane Katrina. I had family that already lived here in Austin, so that gave me an avenue to be here in Austin. And I'm so glad that it brought me here because it gave me a whole new perspective on fashion, on the outlook. The whole Keep Austin Weird thing it definitely resonated with me. Being from New Orleans is we always have our own culture, we have our own vibe, we have our own style. So when I came here, Austin kind of fit right in with that weird vibe, having my own eclectic style and my ability to reach an audience that also resonated with my style. It worked out perfectly. So Austin is how I got here, and I started making the bow ties in 2016. I was in a really messed up situation. We can dive into that a little
Yeah,
later, but I was in a situation where I needed an escape, and I started making those bow ties. And it just kind of evolved from there. It went from making bow ties to making bow inspired accessories to now making the clothes and things like that. So now I've expanded my horizons a whole lot. I'm so excited to show you all what I have in store for Austin Fashion Week because I promise you it's going to be so exciting.
yeah, yeah. So you talked about the bows. Like, for example, Inertia
Yes,
is your brand.
yes.
And when I was looking on the site,
Mhm.
I said, wait a minute. What is that? And look right here, y'all. This is not just a bow. This is an accessory. It's a
This is an
purse.
accessory. Yes, it's a bag. So I don't know what came over me the day that I created this bag, but I wanted to do something out of the box. I wanted to do something that really separated my brand from other bow tie manufacturers, other bow tie creators, and I wanted to really do something different. So I decided to make this bow bag. It was a concept at the time, and then it just kind of took off after that, and people really liked the idea of it. I decided to put the things over here. You can put things over here. You can put things over here. It's really cool because you can fold it up as well and put it in the air compartment at the
I,
top of the airplane, and it fits really well
I
as
love,
well. So
love
I've even had
that.
like basketball players, they'll take one side and put like the young girls, the basketball teams, the volleyball teams as well. They'll put their uniform on one side and they'll put their shoes and stuff on the other side so it doesn't get dirty and it doesn't, and it's really cute accessory as well while they're coming out to to showcase what they're about to do and stuff like that when they're going getting ready to get dressed and stuff like that. So that really that worked out for the brand as well. So yeah, I just
That
wanted
is
to do
so
something different and it kind of worked out for me in that way.
I love that. Now, earlier you were talking a little bit about what got you into
Hmm.
designing.
Yeah.
And I was reading through your story, and
Hmm.
as a DV survivor as
Hmm.
well, I said, you know what, I really want to, what did you do to take that situation
Hmm.
and pivot and
Hmm.
say, you know what, I'm not going to let this define
Right.
me.
Yeah, that's literally what you just said. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah,
I was in a situation where, well, I've been through a lot of struggles in life.
yeah,
That wasn't my first struggle. You
right.
know what I mean? Growing up in New Orleans, I had to get it out the mud. Just put it like that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I had to get it start from the ground up. And that was just I felt like another obstacle that was in my way that God had put in my way to build my character, to build who I was. I was able to escape, and I used that escape in order instead of wallowing in my sorrows or feeling sorry for myself, I wanted to use my experience to help other people. And I said, once I get out of this, I told God, once I get out of this situation, I promise you, I'm going to be an advocate. I'm going to reach out to people. I'm going to help people escape. I'm going to be some kind of avenue for change for people. I want to be an inspiration. I want to motivate people to do better and reach their full potential.
I love
Absolutely.
that. I love that. And I was like, you know, I need a custom bow tie for
Yes,
my trick.
listen, I'm all for it. I'm
Oh,
all here
see,
for it. I love the challenge of creating something new. You know what I mean? So I
oh,
would love that.
oh,
Absolutely.
love that.
Yes.
So with me today, I have two young ladies, Miss Riley and Miss Timmy, and they have a couple of questions for you. We'll
Yes.
start with Miss Timmy.
Okay, Jimmy, what's up?
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, so again, my name is Dee Dee. I'm from New Orleans. I lived in Austin for 15 years. I live currently in San Antonio right now. I also work 9 to 5 as
Oh, wow.
well, along with being a designer. So I'm constantly busy all the time. I'm getting up, dealing with getting my kid ready for school, going to work, getting off from work to create. You know what I mean? So it's always a full-time job. It's always busy, but I really in love. I'm in love with it. I was diagnosed with ADHD about a year ago, so that kind of made me understand kind of why I'm always all over the place in love with it. I don't get overwhelmed. The pressure drives me to go forward and push me further even harder. So yeah, that's a little bit about me in the nutshell.
I love that. And then Miss Riley, you have a question as well.
What sparked your inspiration to into fashion?
Fashion. So my mother has always been my inspiration when it came to fashion. This lady from the 80s to now, my whole entire life, I would just look at her and say, I want to be like her. The way she dressed, the way she carried herself, the way she did her hair, everything. Just like I just was telling you a few minutes ago before we started the interview, I wanted to wear her shoes, so she would buy her shoes a little bit too big just so I could put them on because my feet are a little bit bigger than hers. You know what I mean? So she was always my motivation behind my style, my fashion. She gave me the fashion sense that I have today, and without her, I don't think that I would be where I am right now.
How do you handle the I don't like that, or the disappointments, the no's, or how do you handle that?
So being again, I got to bring up my past. Being from New Orleans, I used to get okay. I got to tell y'all a quick story. My mom used to have me. She gave me a jerry curl like at a very young age because she was a taxi cab driver, so she was gone a lot, run around like 8 o'clock at night, and she'd be gone to like sometimes 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, and she would go to sleep when she would get home. So she didn't have time to do my hair and stuff like that. And mind you, this is like the early 90s. So Jerry curl went out in like 88, you know what I mean? So this is like the early 90s, and I'm the only one left with the Jerry curl, you know what I mean? So I used to get picked on a lot in school. I got picked on a lot. And that kind of, that made me want to, I'm sorry, what was, go back again, I apologize. Can you edit that? Because I completely forgot the question again. I kind of went back and I came back. What was the question one more time?
How do you handle like the nose and stuff?
Oh, the nose, yes. Oh, it taught me how to have a thick skin.
Oh,
That's what it was. Taught me how to have a really thick skin. I had to learn how to not get so upset. I was fighting every day, you know what I mean? So that was the case, So I had to learn how to basically take that criticism and build from it, build my character, build, what I wanted to be. And so now in the fashion industry, when I hear those no's, I mean, for every no is a yes somewhere, you know what I mean? So you just have to take it in stride, because maybe that no was a no today, but then when you see how I've grown tomorrow, that no might be a yes in the future. And I'm not one to, to shy away from that at all. Cause pride is something that, pride comes before the fall. So I want to be able to say, I never had too much pride to say, oh, well, I could have done better. You know what I mean? If I can do better, I want to reach that potential where I can be the best I can be.
And for young people that might say, I don't know where to start. I like to draw. I have ideas. What kind of advice would you kind of give a young person?
Listen, YTU, you know what that stands for?
No.
YouTube University. That's what that stands for. I graduated with honors. I graduated with honors from YouTube University. I'm self-taught. Everything that I learned, I got on YouTube and I taught myself. Every single thing, from sewing to stitching to fabric to every single thing. There's so much information out there. The internet is a plethora. It's literally limitless. Everything you need to know is there. So, I mean, if you want to do something, my advice is to get out there and do it. Start today.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
You have another question?
What sparked your love for being a designer?
So, being a designer, what really happened was, well, within me creating the bow ties, when I first started, okay, so I'm going to just say this. I used to love Bill Nye the Science Guy. Y'all might not know y'all know who Bill Nye the Science Guy? Okay, I used to rush home from school and watch Bill Nye the Science Guy. I was talking about get home by like 3:05 because it came on at 3 so I can watch the rest of it, right? And he would wear these bow ties, and I always wanted to wear the bow ties too. I thought that it was a really different style, but at that time, there was never bow ties that were like for girls. Bow ties, technically, I'm gonna come back, but bow ties originally, they were meant for men in power, specifically white men in power. It was a hierarchy thing. You know what I mean? It was meant to show a sense of superiority for men. You know what I mean? So when I started wanting to make the bow ties, I wanted to make it in a way that it rebelled against conformity. And I was in that domestic violence relationship. I was rebelling not only against society, but I was rebelling against my husband. I was rebelling against everything that I thought should have been straight and narrow. I wanted to make it crooked. You know what I mean? Yeah. I wanted to break everything that told me I couldn't do something that I wanted to do. You know what I mean? And so once I started making the bow ties, it was just like, well, I want to add something to it to make it stand out so you can wear it with a pair of jeans and you don't have to put on a tuxedo to wear a bow tie. You can wear the bow tie to go to the grocery store if you want to, just depending on your style. And that's what I did. I wanted to turn it on its ear and make it I wanted to make it a rebellious, an act of rebellion. That's what I wanted to do. Yeah.
I love that. Riley,
Thank you.
what's your question?
My question is, what do you enjoy doing on your spare time?
Creating. I love and making music. So I know my yes, absolutely. So my stepdaughter is in the room right now. But she's actually being my motivation support right now. But I'm actually her manager as well. She is an artist that is a new artist. Her name is Karma. And we really enjoy creating, and I enjoy promoting her and making sure, getting her people to recognize her music and things like that. So I wear a lot of hats outside of just doing the fashion thing. My main talent is just really empowering people, and I empower people through my designs. I love to see it, I love to see when they have it on. I love to see the way they feel. I love to hear people tell me, man, when I put your clothes on, it makes me feel this way. So it's my thing outside of fashion is advocating, empowering people, encouraging people to just be their best self. I promise you, I hate small talk. If we're not having a real conversation like this where we can actually elevate and have a conversation of growth, I can't do it. Like, don't ask me what the weather is because I can't tell you. Go look outside. I don't know. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's where I am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
That is just amazing.
I appreciate it.
So you were talking about, your momager and your 9-to-5er. When you think about all those things, how do you prioritize balance and find time for you?
So I mean that's a real good question. That's a real good question because you know what? When I have that spare time, you know how that old saying, idle hands is the devil's playground. I try not to have too much idle time on my hands. When I'm busy, I don't have time to think about negative things. I don't have time for my brain to race and think about anything else that might not be conducive to my success, or my growth or what have you. So really, I try to keep busy at all times. Right after work, I go take a shower and I go straight into my workroom, or she'll come pick me up and we'll go somewhere or do something. You know what I mean? It's always a constant thing. Even when I'm at work, I'm also working for her at work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's always a constant busy thing. And I try to keep myself busy because, I don't know, how much we're going to tap into it, but my mother is schizophrenic, and one of my biggest fears is to let my mind go to a place where I can't control or I don't have. So that's probably like a deeper thing that I have personally, that I don't let my mind stay idle because I don't want to end up, in a situation that I've seen before, what I mean, in the past. Yeah.
No, I can appreciate
Yeah,
that.
that's a whole nother, like.
Yeah, no, but and I just want to say thank you for even bringing that up.
I appreciate it.
Because in our community, we tend not to talk about issues of the mind.
You're right.
Talk about cataracts, we talk about our knees.
Yeah.
We can't talk about emotions and what's going on. So thank you.
That's a huge thing for me. I'm a huge advocate for mental health awareness, and because it's not a character flaw. Yeah. It's a disease. It's an illness, and it needs to be treated as such.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. I'm still looking at this, but see, different. You have different colors, different styles.
Absolutely, yes, ma'am. So I shop. For my fabric, I go to a place called Fabrictopia. Yeah. There's one here in Austin, but the one I go to is in San Antonio, obviously, and they have so many different materials and things that I can choose from. So this is only the tip of the iceberg. I mean, we can do like snake print. I can do like alligator print. I can do like all kind. I can do jean. I can do whatever you put your mind to. Like we can just tell me what you need and I got you. Like
my brain is going. All my different outfits. They're not ready.
They don't just come like they come. I have fanny packs. I have little handbags that are just. Listen, I have so many others. This is just one of the biggest ones that we have here.
You know what, y'all? I am so glad to be sitting with Miss Dee Dee here, but Miss Bo Inertia.
Yes, yeah, thank you.
This is when I saw this, I told my husband, I said, "Oh, baby, that's my bag." You another goal. Y'all have another question. Let's talk about the bag.
My question is, what is your favorite thing that you made so far?
Probably this bag. That's why I brought it. Like, Rose is back. I love the color yellow. I feel like the color yellow, it represents just such joy and such purity and just hope and, you know what I mean, empowerment. And that's why I love it so much. And just the message of it all, it's pretty, it's unique, it's different, you know what I mean. And when I do wear it places, I always get stares and people, you know, stop me like, oh, where'd you get that, what you do, you know what I mean? So that's this one or anything that's like this, you know what I mean. But I have so many pieces that I've created that I love, that I fall in love with, but I think this is probably my favorite, my top one.
So this Friday is Austin Fashion Week. What are people gonna be able to see this weekend?
So this weekend, I'm so excited to showcase my ensembles, my garments that I have created. I will have some accessories, so don't be disappointed, but it won't be so much accessories. I want to actually showcase my evolution, you know, how I've evolved from just doing the bow ties to now doing things that I never thought. I remember a friend of mine told me some years ago when I first started making the bow ties. I didn't even have a sewing machine at the time. I was just like messing around with the glue gun. This is why I was selling them. I promise. This is why I was selling them. I was just playing around with the designs. And he was like, you know, in a few years you're gonna be making clothes. And I was like, boy, whatever. Like I ain't making no clothes. Like that is completely out of my out of my forte or what have you. But here I am. You know what I mean? It was like his mouth to God's ears. And I couldn't see in the future, but I bet you God laughed at me when I said I wasn't gonna be doing it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But you know, I'm so excited to showcase, you know, how I've grown, what I'm capable of, and my custom wear. You know, because I have a dopamine thing where I like to make one thing and then I don't want to make it no more. So my brand is really exclusive. When you get a bag or when you get something, it's likely you're going to be the only person with that piece because I'm not going to make it again. If I do make it again, it'll be something that I recreated that's similar and different. But that's the part that makes Boy Inertia so special and so different because it's the signature of authenticity that you're going to get, and you're going to know that once you get this is yours. Like it's going to be yours. It's going to be yours for and only. So I'm definitely going to start having like certificates of authenticity so people will know that this is a Boy Inertia original. You can't get it nowhere else. You know what I mean? Things like that. So it's going to be a really exclusive brand coming up soon. We're actually rebranding really soon. So what we're going to see coming up really soon is going to be the new Boy Inertia. And I'm so excited to showcase it for you all. Yes.
So
Yes.
exciting.
Thank you so much.
Like I'm getting goosebumps about
Me
this
too.
weekend. I feel like I'm a fashion designer. I got to get myself together.
Listen, I can't wait to see what you come up with. I can't wait to see your outfit.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Now I'm like, wait, I need to go to the website and
Right.
get
I
some
don't even
things.
know what I'm wearing yet for Austin Fashion Week. So listen, I've been so busy focused on everybody else. So listen, I'm right here in your same boat with you. So
Yes, this is so good. Any more questions from the youngsters? Oh, go ahead.
I have one more question.
What's up?
Do you have any family members that like come to like redo like any like other events and your family members come like support you?
Yeah, absolutely. So my whole family, like, well, not my other stepdaughter is not here right now, and my son is with her as well. But I have my husband outside right now, my stepdaughter right here. Like, I have a very supportive family. My mom, I just left her right now. She's out in Leander, and my sister had to go to work unfortunately, so she couldn't be here. But everybody is so excited to see the growth and everything, and to see what we're doing next with Boy Inertia. The family, I don't think I can do what I'm doing right now without them. I wouldn't be where I am right now without them at all. So I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful for them.
So is it your first time in Austin Fashion Week?
This is my first time doing a fashion week period, and this was a dream of mine for so many years. It had been on my bucket list, like, okay, I'm gonna do it one day. And a friend of mine were just talking, and I said, how this like God work, man. It's so crazy because in late 2003. A friend of mine and I were talking, we're going to do a fashion week by 2025. 2025, we're going to do, and like 2 months later, I was in Austin Fashion Week. It was like, wait a minute. Like we like put it out there and God was like, okay, I got you. So it was so crazy that I had set this goal, but I had no idea that it was right around the corner. So yeah, I've done many fashion shows. I mean, I've actually curated fashion shows myself. I actually do events as well. I got a prom coming up in Austin, but in San Antonio. I have an adult prom that I'm curating and founded in Austin called Alamo City Affair. So I don't want to jump too much into that, but that is something that y'all, if you want information, alamocityaffair.com. Go see. Oh, yeah, I've done many shows, curated shows, fashion shows as well here in Austin. Comedy shows as well. That's a whole nother story as well. But yeah, girl, the comedy shows. I've done. I don't host it. I actually put the show on. I hired the comics. I've done all that. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, it's a great show. Right there on 6th Street, right across street from the Belmont in the Fallout Theater. Our line was around the corner on 6th Street. She was there. You can say it was around the corner. Line was out the door. Yeah, absolutely. It was a great time. This was
a lot of different
Absolutely.
stuff.
I love to keep the community busy. I feel like if the people have something to do, they're not out there doing something they don't have no business doing. You know what I mean? It's a way to build your relationships. You know, it was February 7th, 2020 is when COVID happened right
Yes.
after that. But that was a great way for the couples to get together and hang out. And it was a domestic violence awareness event. I had
Yep.
I had the domestic violence organization here, the national one that's right based out of Austin. I had them there as well. They're doing the pamphlets and giving away information. So it was a laughing moment to laugh, but it was also to raise awareness for a really serious issue, but in a fun way. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So that's why I kind of get the word out and people know who I am, because I like to do it in a way that's different. You know what I mean? From just typical, like, let's talk about stuff that was sad, make people cry, then you go home and feeling all sad and stuff. But I want to uplift them at the same time.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Dee Dee, it was so great having you.
It's a pleasure. It was a
I am
pleasure.
like, my brain, my wheels are turning, and this room was eclectic. These young ladies were here.
Y'all did so good. My goodness. Y'all did so well. I can't wait to see how, where y'all go from here. It's only up from here, y'all. Only up from here.
Yes,
Next
yes.
thing I'm gonna see y'all on E-News or something like that. Listen.
You're so nonchalant right now.
Listen, they're so professional. I love it.
I'm telling you, I'm
Listen.
telling you. Listen, so, if you have not gotten your tickets yet, Friday is the Black Fashion Show, and our own, very own Miss Bowen Nurse, Miss Dee Dee, the fashion designer, will be in that show along with some other ones. We look forward to seeing what she's going to be doing. And get your tickets at Austin Fashion Week by this Friday. It's not too late. Thank you all so much. Peace and love.